You know, it has been almost 6 months now since flames fanned by 80-mile-an-hour winds destroyed the town of Lahaina on the island of Maui. 100 people died. More than 10,000 people were left homeless. Historic buildings charred. The Lahaina Boat Harbor, the busiest in the entire state, is no more.
Seeing the images as it was happening that terrifying day, people running into the ocean for safety, abandoned, burned out vehicles, all the devastation. I mean, there's people as they're in the water trying to not die. It was just horrifying. It was sad. And Megan, you went to Hawaii last month to find out more about how they're coping and dealing.
So I mean, you've been to Maui. I've been to Maui. My husband and I got married on Maui. Anyone who's been to the island felt the impact of what happened on this island. So this was 20 years ago. My husband and I got married just outside of Lahaina in a town called Oluwalu. And then for our 10-year anniversary, we had 2 little babies and we took them back to the island with us. And we went back to that beach and we just remembered what, you know, it was like 10 years prior when we got married there with friends and family. And so, you know, watching these images of what was happening in Maui just made my heart sink. My dad was married on the island growing up in California. It's where we vacationed. It was just a 5-hour flight. It was where we went. And so I just felt like compelled and needing to know what was going on there. And in talking with people, I started to realize that people, if you've never been to the island, you don't really have perspective on Lahaina, where it is, kind of. Does it mean the whole island is gone? People saw the flames and they heard the stories and saw, you know, fire everywhere and wondered, is the whole island gone? Is it even worth going there anymore? And so we wanted to go and find out what it was like. We wanted to let people know how the island was dealing with this, how locals were dealing with this. As we talk about connections, do you remember the State Fair? I was live out at the State Fair the day before it opened in August, and I met this guy, Charlie Torgerson. He runs RC Barbecue there at the State Fair.
Oh, yeah.
And Charlie was doing a new item. He was launching a new item called Maui Sticky Ribs. And I said, why Maui Sticky Ribs? And Charlie said, you know, I'm doing something to honor the folks in Hawaii. And so a portion of the proceeds are going to be donated to Maui Fire Relief Fund. So Charlie has a connection, and we'll talk about that. His connection is decades old to the island of Maui. I then talked to a travel agent, one of the gentlemen that comes here to the TV station. And I said, Dave from Carousel Travel, and I said, you know, tell me about Hawaii and how big of an impact this is for Minnesotans. And he said, Megan, Hawaii is one of the top 3 travel destinations for Minnesotans in the winter months, only behind like the Caribbean and Mexico.
Sure.
I said, you're kidding. He goes, no. And you know, you'll remember right when the fire happened, officials were on TV saying, you know, don't come, stay away. We can't accommodate you. Roads were closed. People couldn't get through. Hotels were housing the 14,000 people that lost their homes. And a lot of these homes were multi-generational. So you sometimes have, you know, 10 or 15 people living in these homes, and now you're moving into a hotel that is a 1-room hotel. So the hotels were shut down. You couldn't get through the island. Delta Airlines had just launched that they were doing a direct flight from Minneapolis to Maui.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
They have a direct flight to Honolulu, but they never had one to Maui. Then the fire happened. They canceled that. So it was a big impact. So we started looking for Minnesota connections. We had the one with Charlie to Maui. And we met this woman, Stephanie. Do you remember? We had her live on our show via Zoom.
Yeah, that's right.
Right after the fires happened. So Stephanie and her husband were born and raised in Rochester, Minnesota. And they honeymooned in Hawaii. And every year they would go back. She said whether they could afford it or not, because they just loved it. And her husband would say, we need to move here. And she would say, no, we're just here on vacation. Well, about 5 years ago, they decided to make the move.
Make it full time. Huh?
And they moved their 4 kids 4,000 miles away to Maui because that island touched her heart. And she's explaining to me here what Lahaina was, what made it such a unique place. Listen.
So we lost over 2,000, I think 2,300 structures in Lahaina town. It's a lot. It's definitely a noticeable loss. And truthfully, Lahaina is the heart of Maui. Lahaina is, you know, old historic town that people would come to and just take a nice evening stroll or visit a great restaurant, check out the banyan tree or go watch the surfers at the harbor.
Yeah. So Steffi and I chatted a lot over the last several months, and I kept saying, you know, I need to come and I want to see it and I want to report on it because I just don't think people understand. And she said, don't come yet. It's still too soon. It's too hard. Too many people are in hotels. They're worried if tourists start to come back, the hotels will kick them out in favor of tourists. She said people are grieving. They're angry. They're hurt. But as you know, eventually the roads opened, right? Eventually the hotels started taking reservations again, and tourists did start to return. So in December, Minnesota Life photojournalist Bill Mideke and I flew to Maui to see what it was like.
I am in beautiful Maui with photojournalist Bill Mideke, and we're here to talk about what has happened and transpired since the fires in August. We know that so many of you love to come here. Hawaii is one of the top 3 travel destinations for Minnesotans, especially in the wintertime when it's cold at home. And so we wanted to know, what is the island like? Can you travel here right now? Should you travel here right now? Do locals want you to travel here right now? What are accommodations like? And so we're going to be here for the next week doing a series of stories, and we can't wait to share those with you once we're back home. Bye.
So you were there to lay eyes on it. I mean, what did you see?
Well, this is video that we shot when we were there. Bill brought his drone, and this is video of what it was like when we were there in December.
Months after it happened.
4 months after it happened. It looked like it was preserved in time. It looked like they were keeping the scene for whatever reason. Shelled homes, just shells of homes that were charred, entire neighborhoods fenced off. The National Guard was stationed at intersections, not allowing people in and out. Apparently there was looting after the fire. They were searching for missing people for months. And then what happened, Chris? Hawaii has its trade winds. Everyone loves the trade winds because even when it's hot and humid, you get those trade winds. Well, all of these buildings were 100-year-old buildings, and so they were worried about arsenic, toxic chemicals.
Oh, sure, that makes sense.
So they sprayed this glue-like chemical on everything to prevent the ash from becoming airborne and blowing around and making people sick or worse. But it's also rainy season in Maui from like November to March, I think. So they were also worried about the runoff into
Which is
the ocean.
Understandable, yeah.
How does this affect the coral reef? How does it affect the fish and the sea life? And so it just was one of these things that it wasn't like a disaster in other areas. It's also an island. Where do you put all the debris?
Right.
There's been discussion for months about where you're going to put all of these buildings that you're going to eventually have to tear down to rebuild. And so I think what they've landed on, at least in the last week, is that they are taking all of the debris. They're starting to do this now. They're literally wrapping it like a burrito, and they're moving it to this town called Oluwalu, which is about 5 or 6 miles away. And they're putting it there for the max of 2 years, at which point they hope to have a final destination for it. But what do? Do you put it on cargo ships and move it to another state?
Particularly if it's toxic or who knows.
Right. Where do you put it? And so it's unlike anything the folks in Hawaii have ever seen. That's kind of like the logistics of how you start to move forward. But then you have to think about all of the people impacted.
Well, it sounds like you guys, pretty much anywhere you went, you were running into
everyone on the island.
Finding stories there,
Yeah, we met a restaurant owner on the island, and he doesn't know how, but he has 2 restaurants on Front Street, and both of them survived the flames. They were not burned at all. This is his restaurant. Look at this cute little green place, full ocean views. He has not been able to open it because the water tests are coming back with contaminated water.
It's just the water is the big holdup. But the zone next to us has been cleared, so you can see a couple of the restaurants up the hill are open now. So we're hoping that will happen. But then we also got to figure out how to get this giant green fence out of the way and reassigned to somewhere else.
You seem frustrated.
It's frustrating, yeah.
His house also survived, by the way, but he can't live in it because of the water. This is another woman we met. This is Denise. Just down from that restaurant, right on Front Street, she had a 2-story business that she ran. It was an event space, so she held things like weddings and parties, and it had full ocean views. Her place burned to the ground. 2 stories, literally nothing. There it is. Lahaina Loft is what it was called. And this is what she went and saw. After the fire, the burn area, right, was broken into zones, and they were allowing people to go in based on if you had a home or something like that. Well, Denise was not allowed to go back in until 4 months after the fire. It just so happened the day that we arrived, she texted me and said, I get to go see my property for the first time today. And so we have that story of her going in, what it was like for her to see her business for the first time in 4 months, kind of what she's doing. But the rebuilding, they talk about the rebuilding, and I mean, it is going to take months. But here was Denise going in for the first time. Watch. What are you hoping to see today?
I don't know. I don't know what I'm going to see today or find.
So that brings us back to Charlie. Charlie and Denise met over a smoker. So, you know, Charlie did RC Barbecue. He used to work for Famous Dave's. Famous Dave's opened a restaurant in Lahaina like 20 years ago. Denise and Charlie, we'll talk about that in the stories coming up next week, but they have this unique connection, and unfortunately Charlie's smoker did not survive, but he would go to the island every year and he would smoke up meats and he'd walk downtown Lahaina to the different restaurants and kind of pass out what he had, because he was there and loves the idea of making the meats and getting to know the restaurant community. And so it's just been incredible. He has multiple fundraisers here in Minnesota, donated thousands of dollars to people in Hawaii he's never even met before.
Sure.
In relief funds. So
Well,
it was neat to see.
I know one of the big things you wanted to figure out, and I don't even know if there's a conclusive answer about whether people should even go there.
If they should
whether people should vacation there.
Well, let me tell you this. So Hawaii is this really big island, and Lahaina makes up 2% of the landmass, right? So only 2% of the island has been burned.
Of Maui.
Of Maui.
Yeah.
So you still have, if you've never been to Hawaii, you have resort towns of Wailea, Ka'anapali, Kapalua, Hana. You can still take the road to Hana with all the famous waterfalls. You can still snorkel. The snorkeling's phenomenal. You can still take a sunset dinner cruise or a whale watching cruise. The Lahaina Harbor burned, but there's another one right down the way. I think it's called the Mala'ia Harbor. I'm probably saying that wrong, but that's where a lot of the boats are now stationed out of. You can still go see a luau. There's so many things you can do. No, you can't go to downtown Lahaina, but just for some perspective, and you tell me about your trip. When you guys went to Maui, where did you stay? Do you remember?
We were at a condo quite a ways away from Lahaina.
So how many times did you go to Lahaina?
Just a couple times.
Yeah, we went once when we were there for our 10-year anniversary, and a couple of times for the wedding because we had more people in town.
Yeah.
So the other, 8 days of our trip, we were in other parts of the island. One day we were down in Lahaina because we took a boat tour out and we saw the banyan tree and had dinner.
Sure.
So if that gives you any perspective, if you're at home wondering if you need to cancel your trip or rebook to another island, one day we went there. But the other 8 or 9 days on the island, there was so much to do that we weren't there. So don't cancel your trip. The people there need you to come back. I mean, they dealt with COVID where they were closed down for an entire year. And then they had this, and some of the business people told me this is worse than COVID for them as far as what they're going to do. They don't have, they don't have a business to open back up again. So my stories start airing on Monday. They're tough. They take you back to that day. They talk about the rebuilding, how we can help as Minnesotans. A lot of Minnesota connections, which is surprising because it's 4,000 miles away, but isn't surprising either. The longer you live here, the longer you realize that literally Minnesotans have a connection to everywhere and everyone. So I'm excited to share them with you. So that's starting on Monday.
Starting on Monday. Well, thanks to Megan, photojournalist Bill Middicky, who was also there. We'll look forward to watching those stories next week. Again, they'll be here on Minnesota Live and on 5 Eyewitness News.
Yep.